Hi, Fire Rescue family. This is David Piccone, Health and Safety Officer. I'm here at the Salk Institute in La Jolla to give you your second health and safety update. There's a lot of stuff going on, as you know, that you've been seeing in a lot of the minutes and the announcements that have been coming out. And we're just here to give you a quick update of all the different programs that are going on. We're going to interview Captain Ceruto for the wellness program, and firefighter Curtis Bennett will give us an update on the cancer prevention. And as you know, we're taking part in the Salk and UCSD study. They won a grant through FEMA and DHS. So we have Dr. Sachin Panda, who's going to give us a little update on exactly how that's going to work, and that's coming in March. Quick update on the Health and Safety Committee. The people on the committee have been working real hard to look at all the trends and analysis and the evaluations of different equipment and coming up with some really good recommendations that's going to affect all divisions across the department. And you're going to see a lot of stuff coming down the pike for that in bulletin form. One of the things the subcommittee on messaging is working on is the revamping the tailboard safety program, and that's one of the items you'll see coming out soon.
Hello everybody, thanks for taking time out of your day. My name is John Ceruto, I'm the Wellness Officer. I'd like to talk to you briefly about a couple things that are going on from the wellness side. We've heard your complaints and your concerns with regards to scheduling. We know as you transition and move about the department from battalion to battalion that some people attend early, some people attend late. Local 145 and management is diligently looking at alternatives to the current scheduling model that we're doing. Additionally, we're hopefully here in 2018 will be better utilization of the wellness physical therapist. We're fortunate to have San Diego Sports Medicine as our wellness provider. All of the exercise physiologists that are there with San Diego Sports Medicine are highly educated. At minimum, they carry a master's degree or higher in physical education. And so we hope to better utilize their resources, very similar to how we did when we were tracking injury trends from the current changes in our exercise programs to sending out dynamic stretchings and different things like that. So we hope to really ramp up and better utilize those personnel as we go forward. As it pertains to behavioral wellness, the department is very dedicated to develop a behavioral wellness program. Some things to keep in mind: we do have a peer support team. They can be accessed from the FireStrong website. Anytime you have any questions whatsoever, you can always contact Chief Piccone or myself. And additionally, when it comes to the resources, all of the resources that we have that are provided by the department are available on the FireStrong website. You can access that FireStrong website by going to www.firestrong.org. or there is a quick link on the Target Solutions homepage, and there is soon to be a quick link on the web portal as well. Additionally, just keep in mind, if you do contact myself or Chief Piccone or any of the peer support team members for that matter, just remember everything that you speak to us about is truly confidential. Names will never be passed unless it's been approved. If you do reach out to us, just know that we can't necessarily circle back and give you results. Due to the confidentiality nature of the program, people are often left wondering if anything is ever followed up on. Just know and be rest assured that every concern that comes our way is addressed to the nth degree. That being said, I want to say a special thank you to Ben Vernon. In the background, he's been working diligently, working with the peer support team members, and he's been a huge help. Again, thank you, we appreciate it. Plan on seeing more in the near future, and have a happy new year. Be safe.
Hey guys, thanks for taking time out of your day to listen to the Cancer Awareness and Prevention Program update. I have three things I'd like to share with you, and those are the installation. You've probably seen we have new washers going into the stations. We have a risk management in-user guide that's going to come out. And then lastly, some good news about cancer awareness and prevention tools and practices that we're going to introduce at an upcoming IST. So the first thing I'd like to cover is the washing machines. Many of you have seen these in your stations. These are the new Speed Queen programmable commercial heavy-duty washing machines that are NFPA compliant, they're manufacturer compliant, and these machines will enable us to properly clean our gear and stand, I think, to make a big difference in terms of risk reduction in the workplace. So if you haven't seen the machine in your station as of now, I would expect in the not too distant future you should have one arriving. So fantastic news. Secondly is the risk management in-user guide. Myself, Chief Piccone, and Captain Cerruto have been working extensively with risk management to develop a guide that is simple to understand to teach you, the end user, or to teach us, the end users, how to effectively navigate the workers' compensation system when you're very stressed out, when you have an injury or an illness. Many of us realize that this can be quite challenging. So through a collaborative effort, we've developed a document that is an easy to follow roadmap through the system, and we're also going to make a video that will answer many of the questions that people have. So I would expect that would be out in the next 6 to 8 weeks, and based on where we're at today, we expect that the product will be quite good, and we look forward to sharing that with you. Lastly is a gross decontamination and personal decontamination module that we're going to introduce at the next in-service training that involves firefighting operations. And I'm sure you're familiar with it. We spoke about it when the initial CAP rollout came out, and there are some policies that speak to this. But gross decontamination is the process of washing your PPE and your gear, your tools, SCBA, and so forth off at the scene to remove contaminants. And personal decontamination is using the personal decontamination wipes to get the byproducts of combustion off your skin, arm, skin, face, armpit, groin, and so forth. And this is a vitally important function that I implore all of you to do after firefighting operations every time. Because the amount of toxins that are removed from the skin are quite remarkable, and the degree with which you can reduce your risk is substantial. So to that end, we're going to have a station at the next IST. We're going to show you how to do it. We're going to equip you with a bucket and a brush and some soap that you're going to be able to put on the rig, and they're going to make it very easy for you to engage in this vitally important task every time after firefighting. So we're really grateful that you take time out of your day to listen to what we have to say. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns, you know my email, you know where I work. Please reach out to me, and my commitment to you is that I'll get back to you in a prompt fashion. And again, thank you.
As many of you may have heard, we are going to participate in a grant, and it's with the Salk Institute and UCSD. We've been working with Dr. Sachin Pandey here of the Salk Institute to create this grant study for shift workers, and the premise of the grant has to do a lot with shift workers and sleep and health and how the circadian rhythm is affected by our nutrition and what we do. We're going to be looking to select some members of the department to participate in the grant, which we're looking to be around March or so. And it's a pretty exciting grant. It's going to help firefighters potentially worldwide, nationally for sure, and it's something that we can all be very proud of. I'd like to give the mic over here to Dr. Panda, and he'll give you some more details.
Up to date.
Hello and welcome to this edition of the American Health Journal. I'm your host, Roger Cooper. Each of us has a clock inside which controls how well our bodies work. It has been found that diabetes, obesity, and other diseases have a link to how we eat and when we sleep. Dr. Sachin Panda, an assistant professor in the Regulatory Biology Laboratory at the Salk Institute in La Jolla, tells us about research into how this clock works with food.
So I work on circadian clock. So that means a near 24 hours clock that takes in our body, and it times almost everything. And then the best example of having a clock, when you realize you really have a clock, is when you fly from East Coast to West Coast or from here to Bombay. And then you realize, hey, my body is remembering California time or New York time. And then it takes you 4 or 5 days to adjust. And many people take it for granted. But what is interesting is almost every animal, every human has a clock, and that clock does a big thing for us.
I'm really happy and excited to talk to you about our research and what we are going to do. So a few years ago, we found a very key, interesting result. So that is, irrespective of what time you're going to sleep or wake up or whether you're doing shift work, if you keep your eating timing fixed, then we can prevent or even reverse some of the bad impact of shift work on our health. And this research has been highly cited and has been all over the press. But one thing that was missing was it was never ever tested on real shift workers or heroes like you. So last year, FEMA and Department of Homeland Security selected this team, unique team of Salk researchers, UCSD physicians, and you, that means San Diego Fire and Rescue, to get together and devise a very unique study, first time in history, to test how making small changes to when we eat, when we wake up, when we sleep, or when we wake up, while we're doing our duty as shift worker, can prevent or even reverse some of the bad consequences of shift work. Over the next few months, we'll recruit around 150 to 200 firefighters to participate in this study. And in this study, for the first 1 year, everybody will get healthy tips that they can incorporate into their own lifestyle, whether you are at work or whether you are at home. And then slowly, we'll also monitor your eating pattern, sleeping pattern, and few other vitals. And during this entire study, you'll be visiting UCSD Health Center, where world-renowned cardiologists will also do health checks. And then at the end of the study, you will figure out whether your health has improved or not. And based on what we know so far from many other studies, we're very hopeful that this will be a successful study. But at the same time, we're also excited that Department of Homeland Security has another funding mechanism. That is, if this study is successful, then we can take this message and spread it to the rest of the firefighters, not only in the US, but internationally. So I'm really looking forward to a very exciting new year where we, UCSD and San Diego Fire and Rescue, can work together. Thank you.
Thanks again for watching the video. I hope you found it informative. We wanted to give you the information that we've been working on here to make sure that you're kept up to date. The health and safety of the entire workforce is definitely our priority, and management's given us the resources and tools to make sure we're being able to do that for you. Please keep your suggestions and recommendations coming, where we take each one of those and run with it and try to find some better solutions. And I hope you all stay safe, take care of each other, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.